The Tennessee Volunteers landed #1 offensive tackle David Sanders over the weekend, and things are looking up in Knoxville. But the Volunteers, you better believe it, they are looking for more. What does this recruiting class still need before pen hits paper in December? I got Tennessee recruiting insider Austin Price on this video. We're going to talk all about it. But first, Tennessee fans, jump on board, hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits page. We love talking Tennessee recruiting. We want you to be a part of it. Go ahead, jump on board, hit subscribe. All right. Let's bring in Austin Price. 22 commitments on that Vols commitment list right now, surging towards the top 5 class. First, we're going to talk about what's left to accomplish. What's left to accomplish on the offensive line before we get to more of a general picture?
Well, on the offensive line, I think they're pretty much done. I think that they're done with the commitment of David Sanders on Saturday. I think that one rounds out a nice, really group. You've got the one tackle with Sanders and then 3 interior guys that I really like a lot. So with Utu, Ogamoro, and then Nick Moore, the center from Jefferson County. So Tennessee has done a really nice job. You look at, I think it's 3 4-stars and a 5-star on the offensive line. Nice job by Glenn Ellerby, Kevin Pendleton, the entire offensive side of the ball, working the O-line.
What a class that's shaping up right now. So when we speak, just generally speaking, 22 commitments, still room for a little bit more. What does Tennessee need to add before signing day?
I think they'd love to add another running back. USC commit DeJuan Morris is one that Tennessee continues to swing at. They'd love to get him on campus once the season begins, get him over here for a game, maybe an official visit this fall. We'll see what happens. He was supposed to come at the end of July. He ended up not coming that weekend. They're going to work to continue to get him over here for a game this fall. They'd love to add him potentially another linebacker in this class. You've got the one committed, but they'd love to add a second. They're going to continue to work, some different players. Will they continue to swing at Jaden Perlotti? Maybe committed to USC. They've continued to, William Min just continued to talk to Jaden Harmon, the young man that's committed to Alabama from Rome High School there in North Georgia. He was one that Tennessee had a lot of traction with before the linebacker coaching change when Brian Jean-Marie went to Michigan. William Min just kind of continued to work that one to see if Tennessee could potentially, get him over here for a visit. And then, defensive line, interior defensive line more than anything. Tennessee would love to add somebody on the interior of the defensive line, and we'll see if they're able to get that done once they start doing senior evals and continue to work some targets that they would like to flip.
Now with David Sanders on board, what can Tennessee fans expect when he steps on campus? Is he one of these guys that's going to be able to come in and compete day one for a starting job? I know, offensive line's a little bit different than coming in at wide receiver or running back. So what's the expectations on David Sanders when he arrives?
Well, anytime you're a highly rated kid, you're a top 10 player nationally, the #1 offensive tackle in the country by the composite. I mean, those expectations are there. I think they're there for him. I think they're there for the fans. No different than, when a Nico walks in or whoever. So, there's going to be somewhat pressure to, play right away. And so we'll see if he's able to get past some of these younger players who have been on campus for a year. Bennett Warren will have been on campus for a year. Jesse Perry will have been on campus for a year. And so on and so forth. Can he get past those players a year from now? Lance Hurd is probably going to be your locked-in left tackle for next year. Can David Sanders win that right tackle job to help kind of protect the front side for Nico Iamaleava?
Yeah. All right. High school ball about to start at the end of this week. Who are you watching on that Vols commit list to have a big senior year?
I really like Joakim Dodson. He made the move from out in Memphis to Chattanooga Baylor. Got a really good quarterback throwing him the ball down there. With the Cherry kid. So, in my opinion, I would go Joakim Dodson is one that's going to surprise and have a huge year statistically for a Baylor team that I think is probably the favorite to win D2 AAA in the state of Tennessee.
All right, Austin Price with VolQuest. What a weekend for Tennessee fans. Hopefully this bleeds into the season, and a big off season means a big season. So we'll see what happens. But Austin Price, thanks for dropping by the Inside Scoop.
Appreciate you.
Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out. And also, while you're here, hit subscribe.